Federal government scrambles to avert nationwide fuel strike. Banditry framed as political distraction amid Tinubu's bold claim. Nigeria implements $300 duty-free threshold to boost trade. Aroko Direct's heroics keeps Super Eagles World Cup hopes alive. Hello and welcome to Alive News coming to you from Abuja, the nation's capital. I am Blessing Ogwo. Now the news in detail. The Nigerian federal government, led by the Minister of Labour and Employment, Mohammed Dingyadi, convened a high-stakes conciliation meeting in Abuja as part of its efforts to head off a looming nationwide strike by the Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers (NUPENG) over Dangote Refinery's anti-union hiring policy. The union plans to commence the industrial action from today, citing the refinery's refusal to allow newly recruited drivers into existing labor unions, a move they describe as unconstitutional and in violation of international labor standards. The government is also appealing to the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) to withdraw its red alert, which calls on affiliated unions to stand by in solidarity. High-profile activists such as San Femi Falana has echoed mutual concerns, criticizing Dangote's hiring stance and pressing the government to uphold worker freedoms and rights. Meanwhile, analysts warn that the fallout from any disruption to fuel distribution would severely impact ordinary Nigerians, causing spikes in transport fares, food prices, and crippling power outages for families and small businesses across the nation. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu proclaimed the demise of systemic corruption in Nigeria, a statement that has sparked both concern and sarcasm across political commentary, as critics argue that banditry and the political inertia surrounding it remains a dominant challenge, questioning whether Tinubu's assertion reflects political bravado or sincere progress. The stark contrast between the gravity of violent insecurity and the president's optimism has crowned this issue a potent symbol of the governance disconnect to many Nigerians feel. By associating the narrative of banditry with political theater, observers suggest the focus on sweeping moral announcements might distract from urgent operational policies needed to address insurgency and rural violence. Also from the presidency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has directed the recall of Mr. Saliu Abdullahi Dembos, the Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority (NTA), who briefly vacated the post following some management changes in the agency. Dembos was appointed DG of the TV network by President Tinubu in October 2023. He will now return to complete his 3-year tenure. The president similarly directed the recall of Mr. Ayo Adewuyi, the Executive Director of News, to complete his 3-year tenure, which ends in 2027, and from reports, Adewuyi was appointed by President Tinubu in 2024. The new directive effectively reversed the previously announced appointments of the Director General, Executive Director of News, Executive Director of Marketing, and Managing Director of NTA Enterprises. Bayo Onanuga, Special Advisor to the President, Information and Strategy, stated, "The Nigeria Customs Service (NCS) has introduced a new de minimis policy allowing imported goods valued at $300 or less to be cleared duty-free. The initiative takes effect Monday, September 8, 2025, and is aimed at easing clearance processes for low-value consignments, particularly those arriving via express shipments and passenger baggage. A key motivation behind the policy is to foster the growth of e-commerce and alleviate delays at ports and entry points." Officials highlighted that this streamlined process is expected to significantly enhance cross-border trade efficiency reduce administrative bottlenecks, and encourage seamless small-scale import activity across Nigeria. Analysts have seen this as a vital reform not only for traders and individuals, but also for improving Nigeria's position in the global digital economy. Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Juga, announced that the country is set to resuscitate its joint commissions with several Southern African Development Community (SADC) nations. Speaking during the SADC Day celebration in Abuja, Juga revealed plans to restart bilateral commissions with South Africa and establish permanent joint commissions with Namibia. He added that Nigeria also intends to initiate a commission with Angola in the coming days, and with prospects of launching similar frameworks with Zimbabwe and Botswana by year's end or early next year. These efforts aim to deepen diplomatic ties, bolster industrialization, and accelerate agricultural transformation across the region. The revival of these diplomatic instruments is seen as a strategic move to enhance bilateral relations, strengthen economic cooperation, and reinforce regional integration. And by reactivating these joint platforms, Nigeria underscores its commitment to active engagement in SADC's socio-economic agenda, leveraging partnerships to foster its progress. And from Jigawa State, in Jigawa State's Kirikasama local government area, a tragic incident occurred overnight as a building collapsed following a severe downpour. The council spokesman, Musa Muhammad, confirmed that the person lost their life and 7 others were injured in the accident. In response, the local government provided immediate relief of 500,000 naira, which was allocated to cover victims' medical bills, while 100,000 naira was granted to reach the patients. And speaking from the chairman of the council, he visited the affected families and the scene, offering condolences and support during this crisis. In Enugu State, Governor Peter Mbah has unveiled a comprehensive reform of the state's forest guard as part of a broader strategy to bolster security. The initiative includes a new minimum salary of 80,000 naira for the operatives, aligning with the state's updated wage standards. Additionally, enforcement against illegal logging has been strengthened. The governor ordered that another and anyone caught felling immature trees or engaging in unauthorized deforestation faces arrest and legal prosecutions. These reforms were detailed during stakeholder town hall meetings held across Enugu 3 senatorial districts: Enugu East, Agbani, Enugu North, Nsukka, and Enugu West, Agu. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, announced the bust of an international drug cartel operating across Nigeria, the UK, Brazil, Australia, and the UAE. In a 2-week intelligence-led operation intercepted a shipment at Murtala Muhammed International Airport, Lagos, bound for Sydney. Concealed within textiles and charms were 17.9 kilograms of cocaine. 3 kingpins were arrested in connection with the syndicate, and this bold move underscores the NDLEA's enhanced capacity to disrupt global drug trafficking networks and reinforces Nigeria's commitment to curbing drug-related activities at home and abroad. A renowned Nollywood actor and director, Kunle Afod, recently stirred social media into a frenzy with a bold assertion that women cheat just as much as men and are better at hiding it. His comments, made in a candid interview, quickly went viral, prompting heated debate across online platforms as both fans and critics question gender norms and accountability in relationships. The discussion escalated beyond casual chatter, with many users praising Afod's courage for broaching the seldom discussed topic, while others accused him of oversimplification and stirring controversy for attention. Relationship counselors and social commentators also weighed in, urging for more nuanced conversations about trust, communication, and societal expectations around fidelity rather than blanket statements. And still on the entertainment news, a high-stakes legal battle has ensued between former lawyer Yinka Tazin and entrepreneur May Edochie, as Tazin responded assertively to May's 500 million naira lawsuit alleging defamation and breach of trust. The counter-response has reignited the feud, revealing deeper tensions and raising questions about professional ethics, client-lawyer privilege, and potential reputational damage within Nollywood cycles. Lawyers and industry insiders are closely watching the proceedings, noting that the outcome could set major precedent in defamation and contractual disputes involving public figures. With media attention intensifying and public interest mounting, both parties are under pressure to clarify their claims and possibly reach a resolution that could influence how similar cases are managed in the future. And on sports, Nigeria secured a vital 1-0 victory over Rwanda, and thanks to a stunning overhead kick from substitute Tolu Arokadare early in the second half. The win revitalized the Super Eagles' position in the 2026 World Cup qualifying race, moving them into third place, 6 points shy of group leaders South Africa with 3 matches remaining. However, the celebration was dampened by the injury to star striker Victor Osimhen, who exited the match with a left foot injury, leaving doubts about his availability for the crucial away fixture against South Africa this Tuesday. With qualification hanging in the balance, coach Eric Sekuchil and his squad face mounting pressure to replicate their winning momentum on hostile ground despite missing their talisman. Still in sport, the Super Eagles arrived in Bloemfontein, South Africa, ready to face a decisive qualifier against the Bafana Bafana in their 2026 World Cup campaign. The team's journey included a strategic stopover in Luanda, Angola, before landing at Brem Fischer International Airport, setting the stage for a high-stakes encounter just 48 hours later. This match carries immense psychological and strategic weight, not only for qualification hopes, but also amid broader tensions around fairness and officiating. A leading voice characterized the fixture as a huge sports psychological warfare, highlighting concerns over biased refereeing, venue dynamics, and geopolitical undercurrents influencing African football. And as participation builds, every detail from player form to match day decisions could shape Nigeria's path to the World Cup. And on the foreign scene, Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba has tendered his resignation following his coalition's loss of parliamentary majority amid widespread public dissatisfaction over rising living costs. His departure has triggered a highly competitive leadership race within the ruling Liberal Democratic Party, LDP. Former Foreign Minister Toshimoto Motegi became the first to declare his candidacy for party leader, while other top contenders are expected to enter the race. Financial markets responded sharply, and the Japanese yen weakened, and stock prices rose on speculation of looser fiscal policy under Takeshi, who opposes Bank of Japan interest rate hikes. Her candidacy could mark a historic first as potentially Japan's first female leader, while Koizumi offers a younger alternative at 44. An emergency LDP leadership election is being set for October 4th as Japan navigates political and economic uncertainty. Still on the foreign scene, Spain and Portugal are grappling with fierce wildfires erupting across several regions amid relentless summer heat. Hundreds of firefighters have been deployed in both countries to battle the blazes. The intensity of the fires underscores a broader pattern of devastating wildfires sweeping southern Europe this season. Authorities in affected regions has declared states of emergency, mobilizing emergency services, evacuation protocols, and community shelters. Environmental experts warn that climate change-driven temperature extremes and prolonged drought conditions has created ideal conditions for such fires, signaling an urgent need for stronger preparedness and resilient infrastructure to confront escalating wildfire risk. We've come to the end of the news. For more news, follow us on all social media platforms Alive Television. This is Alive News. Thank you for listening. My name is Blessing Obo.